Hey, welcome to another exciting episode of Two Shot Tuesday. My name is Jason Riley. With me, as always, Barry T. Nixon. And, the only thing I can say about my friend, of all the souls I have encountered on my travels, his is the most human.
Thank you.
Slight
Thank you very much. Well
adaptation.
done.
Yeah.
You pulled that out, which is
Whew.
nice. And everyone knows, most people know where that's from.
Yeah.
It's actually
Star Trek
from two movies, right?
2? Well, I know.
Well, it was at the end of 2, and then they used it again at the beginning of 3 for those who didn't see 2.
Yeah, because it was such a moving tribute, and it's
Yeah.
summarized, because you really couldn't see 3 without having seen 2. I cannot imagine anybody making The Search for Spock their first Star Trek foray, because it was such a follow-up.
It truly was. Yeah, exactly. And then it went directly into that. I think those middle ones, right? 2, 3, and 4 are sort of one story.
It's a trilogy. Like, it all
Yeah.
happens in one afternoon, basically. Well, maybe not one
Yeah.
afternoon, but it's pretty quick. And that's rare. I don't think you ever get
Yeah.
that. I can't describe one other, trilogy within a series. I mean, Star Wars, I guess, but those are 3 banks of trilogies. This is just
Yes.
a rando trilogy in the middle of things. Am I bothering you? Is there anything else you'd like to be doing other than discussing a trilogy rammed into a series?
I feel like we have covered it, but that's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, great.
Just in case people didn't know, it was rammed right into a 6-pack.
There you go. And it's
Because the
gone
other
out of
ones,
order.
there's no connection. Like 1, 5, and 6 are all standalone adventures.
Yeah, they just kind of fly off. You're just happy to be there. But anyway, that's not what we were originally going to talk about on the show, which happens.
we weren't.
Sometimes we go into different corners of what we might want to cover. But what always brings us back is our format. And
Yeah.
we do 2 shots in every episode, hence the name Two Shot Tuesday. Barry, what have you got tonight?
Well, Jay, it's a clean, sober show for me tonight. I'm hitting the iron immediately following this record. So I'm going to be having a little of Godzilla pre-workout.
All right. And you've inspired me. I'm also going to hit a workout immediately after the show. And so I'm starting with water, with ice cubes in it, 2, in fact,
Beautiful.
from my new Brita that actually gets rid of lead. I've upgraded to the Brita 2.0 or something, and it takes lead out of water. I have old lead pipes, so it's something that we need to be aware of. So I thought, since I was upgrading my water pitcher anyway, why not go with the lead removal system?
Seems like a perfect choice, Jay. Here's to you. I'm not crazy about the flavor. I have touched on that before. This will not be a repurchase. It gives you some gas, but it just says, and I don't mean gas below the equator. I mean energy. But it's just the flavors is not really there. Anyway,
okay,
let's get to it, Jay. We have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Maybe we should start with what just happened at the time of this record, a mere 72, or maybe it's now 96 hours ago at the time of this record. We went and supported a very dear friend of ours, friend of the show, and now not only a performer, but a playwright, Laurie Carruthers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We got to see her debut of, it's the first long form play that we've seen her do, which it stretched 2 hours with an intermission. That is a serious play, and she pulled it off. It was incredible. Let's just get that out of the way. Incredible.
Yeah.
And don't just take our word for it. Sold out run, basically. There was maybe a seat or 2 available. And from the theater that they were at, the Red Sandcastle Theater here in Toronto, they were saying that what she was able to bring in terms of crowd was kind of, they don't see that kind of crowd at the Red Sandcastle Theater. So kudos to Laurie for being able to pack all of the houses for what seemed to be probably around a 6 or 7 show run over the course of the May long weekend.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it was really well written. There was a lot of jokes in there. And I forgot that Laurie really does have this talent for writing jokes. I mean,
she was in our improv troupe. You remember that, right, Barry?
Well, I do remember that, but that was 25 years ago. To still have that, that muscle that you can flex and then, put something on, something live on stage is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Now, we should also touch on the fact that I don't think we were late to the theater, by the way. We were there with at least 10 minutes before the curtain.
Yeah.
But Jay and I had the pleasure of sitting literally in the front row. And now at the Red Sand Castle Theater, is that what it is, Jay?
That's it.
It is a little more snug. So literally front row is almost in the show. So
Yeah.
Jay, I mean, we had a little bit of a snicker about that, but it was there was nowhere to turn to not be watching the play. You were literally, it was like wearing an Oculus Rift It was all around you. There was nowhere to look. You were just looking at the action. What do you think of
I loved it because it was such an intimate show. There were 4
it?
actors on stage, and it was great to be a part of it. In fact, the one thing that I was very focused on was not having to pee during the show, because the washroom was in fact one of the doors that the actors would be coming out of. You would have had to go on stage and be in the show if you had to use
Yeah.
the washroom during the show, which always, as soon as I see that, I immediately have to pee. So that's why I got a little quiet before the show started, when you were sort of like, "We're in the front row. We're in the front row." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I just don't want to have to pee." And so that was me
See, I
being
didn't know
aware
that.
of it. Yeah. Now, I
Yeah.
don't tell you all these things. I just kind of,
You should.
I assume maybe you're going to pick up on the cues. You never do. And it's great, because then you're like, "Isn't it great, Jay? We're in the front row." And then I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, let's just get to this
I'm
play
just
as it
not
starts."
in tune with your urinary cycles, but I
I
should be more in tune. Now I know if we ever go to a show again where there's a restroom on the stage, I'm going to know immediately that Jay's got to use it.
That's what I'm thinking of. Exactly. I'm thinking of, should I go? How much time do I have before the show starts? Otherwise, is there an intermission? I'm working all this. I'm doing a lot of math in my head at the
Yeah.
same time that I'm enjoying my time with you. So we got to see the show, 2 hours, incredible, flew by, really flew
It
by. It
did
was
fly
quite
by.
entertaining. And
Yeah.
then we were able to hang out with her briefly, my friend Stacy, who was in the show, who you
Yes.
got to meet, and just talk about
Very
what they
nice
had to
lady.
do. Yeah, yeah. And we went to the Roy. This was all happening in my old hood of Riverside, Leslieville. We
Yeah.
started at Prohibition. We had our pre-drinks there and some food.
Very nice.
Then we got to the play, and then we went to the Roy afterwards. And then at that point, as you duly noted, my tank had run dry. So there was
Well,
just
yeah.
a certain point when it was like, "I'm leaving now. You're welcome to stay. And then you were like, "No, I'm gonna leave now." And we went to leave, and then you're like, "Maybe we should walk for a bit." I was like, "That's not gonna happen. It's time to go." And so
Yeah.
you're used to hanging out with me. There's just a certain time when the tank runs
When the
dry, and it's
battery's
just
done.
the
Yeah.
battery's done, and it's time to head out. So I did that, and you of course had an entire weekend full of visitors, and visitor, and that was great.
Visitor. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to do that.
Yeah.
How was that?
No, it
by
was
the way?
really
How was-
good. The one thing I also enjoyed about the intermission on Laurie's play is that I was able to go out there and have myself a marijuana cigarette,
We all did.
unbeknownst to me that a lot of it was wafting into the
Yeah.
theater. But you know what
Yeah.
that made for? A much more lively second half. I
Sure
don't know
did.
whether you picked up on it. Everyone was a lot looser, including me.
We all had a definite waft of the berries,
Yeah.
naughty weed that was happening
Yeah,
there.
the devil's lettuce was being served up at halftime, baby.
All
It was
around
great.
you.
Yeah, all around you. And you were just getting enveloped. It was like you were
Can't get
it was
away
like a
from it.
defogging that was
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. Because you're talking to me like an
Thank you.
old timey, like a '90s detective movie with a cigarette, and you're talking to me, but it's weed, and it's always coming at me, like
Yeah.
at me,
It's
which is
coming out of
fantastic.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's
So
something.
anyway, that was really fun. And I will say we should, before we move on, Prohibition, we both had the brisket sandwich without the coleslaw. And I got to tell you, with the crispy onions, that was a winner. So
Yeah.
shout out to Prohibition. Enter my buddy Rich Coe, who goes there frequently and is the one who recommended it. Rich, you were right on the money.
All right, well done, Rich. Hey, let's celebrate that with shot number 2. I think you've got the
do it.
Nalgene.
Yep. Continuing to sip on the Godzilla pre-workout. Like I said, good energy, not so great flavor. Will not be purchasing again. Jay, how are you enjoying your lead-free water?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's all the
Tastes
lead
different,
you
doesn't it?
don't want. Cheers.
Cheers. Before we move on, if I can just say one quick thing, Jay.
Sure you can.
I wanted to preview there's an upcoming episode at the time of this recording. Rob Peets, the movie guy, will be returning to talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu. At the time of this recording, this is just days away. I'm super excited. You've seen the trailer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where's your excitement level for this movie?
I mean, it's there. I'm not so excited about it because it was a TV show. And so now it's like, I feel like we bolted on a movie. Like Star Trek The Next Generation, now we bolted on a movie. So I'm less excited because of that. Because it's like X-Files, TV show, then we tag on a movie. So it feels like an extension of something that should be on TV that has now been turned into a movie. And I get why they're doing it. They're trying to drive people back to the theaters. They're trying to make more money with less content.
Yep.
And so that's what they're doing. So I don't want to burst your bubble. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I feel like it's going to be the best it will be is a good episode. I think the movie guy, Rob Peets, is going to come back and say, I've seen better episodes of the show. That's my
Really?
prediction because they
Huh.
always, and again, this is an early prediction, they always try to do too much in those movies. Star Trek Generations they tried to do too much and it was lesser for it than, say, the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, in my opinion. In my opinion. So that's
It's
what I'm
interesting.
expecting. I'm expecting them to try a lot. I could be wrong, but I think they're going to say, and people will go, "Oh, that would have played out nicely as, say, 4 episodes." I think we'll hear some of that. But the special effects will be great. That's what they'll say. Like that.
It'd be great. It's like you've seen it already.
That's what I think when I hear TV show that bolts on a movie at the end. So what do you think?
Would you rather the other way around? Like, would you rather a movie become a TV series? Would you be more excited about the TV series if it was first to film?
Yes, I would
You would.
absolutely, because I think it was envisioned as a cinematic feat, and then it's either so strong that the story can carry on as a series, like it can then,
Yeah.
like Stargate was that. I never saw Stargate the movie. I didn't really watch Stargate the series, so probably not the best thing. But I think a series that becomes or a movie kicks off with a movie, and they're like, "Hey, this has got some legs. Let's see if we can extend this out." That's great. Ferris Bueller's Day Off was actually became a TV series called Ferris Bueller. Did you know that? With Jennifer Aniston was in it.
No, I didn't
Short-lived.
know that, but that was
Short-lived.
obviously quite short-lived.
Yeah, those I don't love so much where they adapt. That was done in the 80s a lot where they took a movie and then would adapt it to a TV
Yeah.
series.
You told me that they did that with Uncle Buck.
Yeah, where the parents died and they just lived with Uncle Buck, who was that comedian who you would recognize in a second, and it was a really tough premise
Yeah.
to launch a comedy, a situation comedy out of. But MASH did that very successfully, the movie that became the TV series.
Yeah.
Battlestar
Battlestar Galactica as well,
went
I
the
think.
other way. It was like the pilot was packaged into a TV series. Or sorry, the
That's
pilot was
right.
packaged into a movie. So it was like the first 3 episodes. So I don't think it
That's
was I
correct.
think that was to cash in on the popularity of the series or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I'm sure it'll be great. Like you said correctly, every season of The Mandalorian's been really good. You love the
I've
book of
loved
Boba
them.
Fett.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. So now you're just
Yeah.
sitting in a theater and it's going to be condensed into 2 hours or maybe 220. I wonder how long it's going to be. What's the runtime? Do you know?
I don't know. This
Interesting.
one, I'm not too. I don't care about the runtime for this one, to be honest with you, Jay. I'm looking forward to just getting back into the world of Star Wars, but more importantly, with the Mandalorian and Grogu off on an adventure. Because I do like this combination. These two characters are great. That little Yoda character is adorable, and just the whole dynamic is a lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
nice to not see Skywalkers in every Star Wars story. Like, do we have to? No. It's nice to actually get some new blood in there.
Yeah. Though he was in Mandalorian, the series, Luke Skywalker.
Well, that's true, but it wasn't about him, like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, it was just
it's not
showed up. Yeah.
the universe, doesn't revolve around him for once,
Yeah.
which is kinda good.
Did you ever see Andor?
I did, I really enjoyed that as well. I don't think I saw the last season, though. I saw the one where
That was
he
great.
was, like, imprisoned on that Imperial prison or whatever,
Yeah.
and that was incredible, and the escape and all that, but I don't recall seeing the one.
That one, the second season, if you have a chance to, I would watch that. That connects directly into Rogue One, which was one of my
Amazing
favorite
movie.
Star Wars movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And standalone, not a Skywalker in sight, I don't believe, if I'm correct. Well,
That's
I guess
good.
if you count Princess Leia at the very end of it.
That's true.
Yeah. Then she's sort of
Yeah.
Skywalker adjacent. But at the time, she didn't know. She hadn't done her ancestry DNA
No, she hadn't.
check.
Thank
Yeah, no.
goodness.
Before we go,
Mhm.
how about we do a rip from the headlines? Can we
Let's
do
do
that
one.
before we go? All right.
Yeah,
I've got,
it's kinda fun.
yeah, let's do that. I'm going to open this up. You've gone to the effort of sending me some. I'm going to scroll on through. I don't know what we got. We texted quite a bit after that. So here we go. How about this? Speaking of exercise, 5 minutes of exercise a day could help millions of people live longer. Barry, I would assume that's true.
I want to believe it. This
Yeah.
is just like you were talking about X-Files earlier, Fox Mulder. I want to believe
You want
this
to believe
headline
that.
that just 5 minutes a day can help people live longer and be healthier.
Yeah. Yeah. 5 minutes of exercise a day. And this person in the picture is running across a bridge. So I imagine that's a good way to do it. Run across as many bridges as you can because it
Sure.
bridges you from one place to another. That's how you live longer, I think, is continuing your lifespan is all about just making it to that next step, that next step, that next step. So perhaps these 5 minutes teach you in increments how you make it to that next step. Because then at some point, you just kind of stop. You take that last step and you go, that's it for me. So
Yeah, I guess you do. And hopefully
perhaps
there's not a
that's,
grave waiting for you at the end of that last step.
well, there is for us all, but that's
Eventually.
what I'm saying. So this sort of teaches you to just go a little further, a little further, a little further. And maybe at some point you forget to take that last step and you just keep going. And then you're 300 years old.
Wouldn't that be something?
I
Speaking
don't
of
know.
going a little further, you've gone a little further with your home gym setup.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. You're working out tonight. And that inspired me. So executive producer Aldo Roma and I used the long weekend, which we're just coming out of here at Two Shot Studios and all across Canada, to put back together our basement. 18 months ago, we stripped everything out just after Christmas 2024. We stripped everything out. We went right down to the bare walls and we started to put things back in. Just it's amazing what you can take out of a basement. And so now we've got one room, which is going to be part workout area, part TV lounging area. And so we got the carpet down there, we got the pot lights in, we've got the walls up, and I was able to bring all of the equipment that was right next to me here in the office finally back downstairs, and I have space to work out. And so I'm looking forward to getting my routine going again without feeling like I'm in cramped quarters.
Yeah.
So I'll
That's
be
fantastic. I mean, you're a big man. You take up a lot of real estate and you need room. And especially if you're trying to do, dumbbell pressing or flies or whatever, you need room to stretch.
yeah.
And you just didn't really have it in the office. Although the office is not tiny, but it's not as conducive.
Exactly. And that's it. I like to be able to leave stuff around, not have to move everything all the time. So that's nice to have a little bit of space to be able to do that. So I'm going to be focusing in on office workouts, not office workouts, on workouts in what we're calling right now the studio downstairs, the
Yeah,
studio.
I
So
like
that's
it.
where we'll be.
Well, this is your invitation to join me to be jacked for all seasons. From here on out, Jay, you have all the tools.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Accepted? Just like that.
It was accepted before you even said it.
I love it. I love it. It's important to inspire each other to do positive things and not just drink 20 beers, which we're good at that. We can do the 20 beers, but we also, can nudge each other along with positive things. Well, Jay, I don't know about you, but that feels like a complete episode. We will be back with you, audience, next week, and we do appreciate the support. And we're looking forward to being with you in 1 week's time. Jay, I'll see you then, brother.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you for listening to Two Shot Tuesday. The show is produced by Barry and I and edited by me. If you have yet to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, please take a second to do so now. It helps us grow, and it helps new audiences to find the show. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Two Shot Tuesday and on Twitter at Two Shot Tuesday Podcast. Stop by, give us a follow, leave us a comment, and share your favorite episodes. If you have a question you'd like featured on the show, you can send us a text at 647-486-4848. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.